just to add a little pressure. This happened at the 5 o'clock and at the 8. They got the answer within seconds of me asking. So let's see if you can keep the momentum. What do you think is the theme of our readings this morning? Very good. You got it just in the nick of time. You were going to be third place, but now you're still in first place with the others. Humility, humbleness is our theme. And it was pronounced and proclaimed in our first reading, that word itself. And Jesus is saying the same in our gospel today. And what is humility? But it's to recognize the good gifts that God has given to us, how we use them, but not to magnify ourselves, but really to show the power of God working within us. As I was in the chapel this morning, I thought, what part of Scripture helps us understand humility best? And St. Paul writes to two different communities, the Corinthians and the Ephesians, to talk about what is humility. And he says this in the first book of Corinthians chapter 1. Rather, God chose the foolish of this world to shame the wise, and God chose the weak of this world to shame the strong. And God chose the lowly and despised of the world to count for nothing, to reduce to nothing those who are something, so that no human being might boast before God. But I think even a better passage is from Ephesians chapter 2. For by the grace you have been saved through faith, and this is not you, it is a gift of God. It is not from works, so no one may boast. God gives us many good gifts. And Paul is saying to the Corinthians, to the Ephesians, to the people of St. Bernard, we boast in the goodness of God in our lives. We are humble enough to know that God has given us many talents, many abilities, and we share them not to promote ourselves, but to show the greater glory of God living within us. Today, Jesus in the gospel gives us a very beautiful account of what humility is. And he gives that beautiful account in an image of a wedding banquet. And that's probably something that we've all been to at one point or another. I remember last time I went to a wedding reception, and this might have happened with you as well. There were name cards, right? And you had to maybe go in line and look for the place where the bride and groom had selected for you. It would have been kind of embarrassing if I thought of myself as saying, well, I'm just going to walk in, and I'm going to go sit over here, because I think that's a good spot for me. And they really said, no, you're supposed to sit over there. The Lord wants us to look at how we help one another. Not to look at how we magnify ourselves, but really to use the gifts that God gives to us for the betterment of others. And I think St. Paul helps us to understand that it's through God's gift and through God's grace that we're able to do what we do. And we always give praise and glory to Him for all the work that we accomplish, because it is His name that we do what we do. But I think St. Mother Teresa of Calcutta said it even more eloquently than what I'm saying right now. She says this: humility is the mother of all virtues, purity, charity, and obedience. It is in being humble that our love becomes real, devoted, and ardent. If you are humble, nothing will touch you, neither praise nor disgrace, because you know what you are. If you are blamed, you will not be discouraged. If they call on you a saint, you will not put yourself on a pedestal. And so humility is to recognize the goodness of God working within us. And to recognize that all that we do is to give praise to Him, not to ourselves. That's not to say that we don't do good work. We do. But we do it because God has gifted us with those gifts and talents. We do it not for the praise, but to know that we are here to help one another. Today, as we continue to reflect upon the goodness of God in our life, may we always thank the Lord for giving us the gifts and talents that we have so that we can share them with others and give praise to God for the work that we do and allowing that work to magnify the goodness of God in our life.